maybe. All right, good. Get over there.
Yep.
Good evening, everybody. We're so glad you're here. I'm Tammy. This is Lance. We are all on this journey together, journey to healing, and we are trying to get everybody up and moving tonight, ready for the week ahead. As you guys, most of you know, we were coming off of traveling and COVID and everything. So we're trying to get this ball rolling in the right direction with our chemistry. And sometimes it's just hard to get this going. So sometimes we've got to do the rough things. Sometimes we just got to hit pause and start over. So we paused last week and just refocused, regrouped, got everything back on track. So we are trying to get things moving in the right direction. And this week we're ready to go. So we're both feeling good. We're starting to get our chemistry going, but it's a slow process getting started. So I'm not going to lie about that. Of course, he takes off 10 times faster than I do. So I do the slow and steady thing. I'm the tortoise and he take off running like a little rabbit. So we're doing good, but the chemistry shift for all of us. So a few things I want to go through. July classes are open. Anybody wanting in July, the enrollment is now open. Anybody that's wanting in, please come and get in as quick as you can so I can get groups and everything ready before the 1st and set up, because our website is switching over. We're going to a new platform. So our website is going to be switching over that first week. So the sooner I can get everything done right now on this end of it, the easier that transition is going to go, so I can work on nothing but the website when we can. So if there's a way you can, please jump in and get your class spot saved early so I can get everybody situated where they need to be. Second thing is, it is hot. I don't know where everybody's at, but we're in Ohio and it is hot. I want everybody to make sure, reminder, stay hydrated, get the water in you, stay hydrated, and do not forget your minerals. Do not forget those electrolytes. All of these are we need to be, everybody needs to be carrying them with you right now in this kind of heat. It's just rough to keep enough electrolytes in you, especially those of you that are in class and your chemistry shifting and you're starting to drop inflammation and things like that. I know Jeff was just saying he lost like 5 pounds in 3 days. So those kind of things we've got to keep going, because that water weight is coming down. So you've got to stay fueled up with water and electrolytes. So everybody do that. We are going to probably be pushing into a sardine challenge. We're going to set our fasting schedule starting Sunday to Wednesday like we normally do. I'm going to challenge everybody. If you can't do a clean fast and you're nowhere near ready, that we are going to start a sardine challenge just to help jumpstart our chemistry. Now, the sardine challenge is something anybody can do at any level. You're getting nutrition in. There's 3 levels you can do it at. Do it at the level that you want. Over in the group, I wrote a big blog post on 3 levels. So you can either do the good, better, best. I kind of wrote that blog post as the way Dr. Boz teaches, good, better, best. So there's 3 levels over on there. I will put that over in the group so you can get to that later. I think Lance might be putting it in the chat. So those kind of things, choose your battles. We're going to go for a 72 clean, but if I cannot make it to that 72 clean, because my chemistry is not quite there yet, I'll finish that 72 out with sardines. Do not like them, so it's a good incentive to push through and do it clean. But either way, Sue's like, hell no. So, but those kind of things, again, they are not my favorite food. They will never be my favorite food, but I will promise you, I love what they do for my chemistry. And it is not just me. When I do the 21-day course with Dr. Boz, we will have a couple hundred people in each group. And every time we do it, it is phenomenal when you see the numbers of everybody in the group change from beginners to advanced. Those sardines will push your chemistry to levels you never thought you could be at. So I encourage you, look at your schedule. We are going to get it planned out. Hey, Terry, glad you made it. We are going to get it planned out on our schedule. And I hope you guys will go right along with us. Now, if you don't want to do Sunday through Wednesday, that is just what works in our schedule. It doesn't matter what 3 days you choose. Pick a day and go with it and start when you know it fits. Here's our thinking on our 72s. We start Sunday. We go to church on Sunday, come home, have family dinner. If the kids want to come over, something like that, we can eat with them early. And then we start a can of sardines and we start our fast. If we have those sardines right before we start our clean fast, Monday's a breeze. The first day is fine because you got some really good chemistry going. You got really good nutrition going into your body. So Monday's a breeze. Tuesday, those ketones start kicking in, which makes it wonderful and doable. Tuesdays where the addictions will kick in and the habits and things like that will kick in and the annoyance will kick in. But nothing you can't push through and work through. Wednesday, those ketones are shooting through the roof. That DBR drops, and Wednesday is amazing. Anybody that's done 72 hours clean, Wednesday, the third day, is when the magic happens for most of us that struggle.
Tammy, when you say 72-hour clean, do you mean eating nothing?
Yes, if you're advanced. I
You
don't
start
want.
with the sardines and then
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So let me thank you. I need to clarify that. Anybody that is not in advanced chemistry, do not push yourself into a clean fast if you're not ready to do so. If you are not at least advanced, intermediate to advanced, I don't want you pushing into a clean fast. Let's get your chemistry right first, and then your chemistry will carry you through a fast. You don't have to white knuckle it through a fast. So the next step down from that, though, even if you're a beginner, even if you just clicked on with us tonight for the very first time, you can start Sunday with a sardine fast with it, or a sardine challenge. We don't call it a fast because you're ingesting calories in food. So fasting is absence of calories. So
you just eat sardines
yep.
3 meals a day.
Whatever.
Well, whatever your current eating window
That's
is.
what the good, better, best over on that blog post. Go read it, Dorothy, because it's going to show you 3 different ways to do it. You can do it anytime. The easiest way, anytime you're hungry, that you need something in you, eat sardines. Doesn't matter. Second level of doing it is within your eating window. So whatever your current eating window is, you eat. If you're eating 2 meals a day, you would just eat those 2 meals of sardines and clean in between. So the next best way to do it is OMAD, 1 meal a day, clean. The rest of the day, you're eating all your calories in 1 meal. So we did a good, better, best. It's not a right or wrong. It's just, what are you capable to handle? I want to set you up for success, not to fail. So I want you to succeed. And most of the stuff, I will tell most of you with the sardine challenges, it's mind over matter. I do not like them. They are not my taste buds don't like them, but mentally and physically, I love what they do for my body. So I give them a little prayer and a little thank the Lord for giving us a nutritionally dense food that is cheap, easy, and doable. And you go with it and be thankful for what it does for your chemistry. But again, they are not my favorite. I don't sit down and enjoy them like a meal. I literally fry them in the air fryer and scarf them down, and it's over. It's a 2-minute process. The sooner it's over, the sooner I can go brush my teeth and move on. It is not about enjoying a meal. It is not about sitting down and, oh, let's just consume these. I wish I was one of those people that could, because the more of those you can get in you, the better your chemistry will get. It just teaches you a whole lot about yourself. Again, there's 4.5 ounces of sardines in that little can. The biggest mental game that it teaches me, I do not need a 22-ounce ribeye if 4 ounces of sardines fills me up just fine. So it is that little head game that I play with myself, but it will work. So look at your schedule if you can. We are going to start Sunday. If we can do 8 weeks of 72s clean, will be our goal in that. Next step down is if you can't commit to 72 hours clean, which means water, salt, black coffee, black tea. If you can't commit to that, then commit to the sardines. Or if you're not sure you can do a 72, go to, if your chemistry is ready, do a 24, 48 or whatever, but finish it out to 72s. Let's commit to 3 days of cleaning up some glucose, whether that means a sardine challenge or whether that means a clean fast, whatever your chemistry is ready for. Let's do this together and get our chemistry all going in the right direction. So over in our paid classes, that's what we're kind of talking about, is trying to get that chemistry set and everybody moving forward. And like I said, Lance and I both just coming off of traveling and having COVID. So we are prepping and getting ready, getting fats in us. We had Kevin bring us some new duck fat. So we're trying to find some recipes and things to do with some duck fat. Not tried yet. So there's lots of good things, lots of things we can do to get that chemistry moving and get everything going in the right direction. So July classes, sardine challenge starting on Sunday through Wednesday. If that does not work for you, pick another day of the week. It's okay. Church on Sunday, family dinner. We start our fast. We keep going. we work late on Monday, work late on Tuesday, Wednesday, we break when he gets home from work. That gives us Thursday, Friday, Saturday to have family dinner, cook out, go on date night, whatever. And then we start back over with Sunday. Have church on Sunday, family dinner in the afternoon, start our fast. And
And you can do this, like if at my level, I could do the starting fast every week.
yep.
Okay.
And anybody that is struggling, and I know Terry, I know any of you that are struggling getting that glucose to come down, just that repetition of the sardines for 3 days, you'll be amazed how much that glucose will start coming down, because what's happening is you're not ingesting more carbs. So the high level of protein, or that high protein, high fat that's in those, and the omegas that are in there, all the magic that is in those, they will help that chemistry get going. So cleaning up that glucose so that ketones can rise is the answer. I mean, it really is. It's a great tool, and everybody across the board can do it. Everybody across the board may not like it, but we can all do it. So, all right, guys. Look at your schedules. I'll be posting stuff over there. We're going to do a little challenge. I'll try to get some posts up, and we can all help each other along, cheer each other along. Some of us really struggle with it. Some people, it's no big deal. They have a great, shut up. So, some people have a great memory attached to it. You cannot believe how many times I hear people say, oh my gosh, I remember sitting on the porch with my grandpa and sharing sardines and crackers. And there's a positive emotional connection with it. So it ends up such a win. Now, other people, not so much.
She's not so much.
Not so much. But Sue is like, no way. So those kind of things, you got to find your balance in it. But again, I can do hard things. I don't take Robitussin or NyQuil because I think it tastes good. If I need NyQuil, I'm taking it for a reason of something it will do for my body, which means it just needs to go down the hatch. Doesn't mean I sit and enjoy it. It just means it is something my body needs in the moment. I didn't like chemo, but it still had to go in my body. So it's something I needed in the moment. I don't like sardines, but my chemistry seems to need to get them going in the moment. So do the best you can do. Work on the mindset. That's what we're working with, because those addictions will come knocking out on you. Those things will be driving you crazy. And the sardines will help you realize portion control. It's going to help you realize habits. It will help you realize many times a day addictions come in and drive you crazy, how much your coping skills are related to food. All of these things, when you're eating nothing but sardines, will help you realize, dang, I got lots of habits. Oh, we got a question down there. Hang on. Hang on. I will post. Actually, I think it's already over there, Nancy. I think if you go to the group, Healthy Families Begin at Home, it's called the Sardine Challenge. Choose your hard. If not, we'll post it again. Lance's going to put it in the chat right now.
I'll put it in the chat. I can't put it in your chat.
Did you copy it?
I did.
Let me paste it. All right, it's in the chat, and Lance is putting it in the group right now as we're speaking. But it is in the chat, and all that is a blog post that I wrote, and it gives you the good, better, best. Gives you some different options. If you're not ready to do a full-blown one, that's okay. You're fine. The other thing I will throw out is, if you absolutely are not ready for sardines, macro is the number 2 choice. Remember SMASH. It's sardines, macro, anchovies, salmon, and herring. So SMASH. So, but go down through. So macro is the next best choice. And I will tell you, when I'm not in a full-blown challenge and really working on my chemistry, macro is so much easier for me. I can make it like tuna fish. I can eat it macro straight out of the can, and I'm fine. It's not my favorite, but I can do it. It's not a problem at all. It's much less, or it's much milder. Much milder. And the smell isn't as strong.
And watch too what your sardines are in. Some of the sauces and stuff that they come in, you might want to look at the carb count. I know that some of the chicken of the sea ones that we used to get, we didn't get the spicy ones, or we didn't get the mustard ones or something like that. We try to stick with olive oil or water.
Yep.
So just watch some seasonings that are in some of the sardines, because they might throw you and you don't even know it.
And I just posted ones over in my private page, or my personal page. And just to let everybody know too, for my Amazon links that I post over there, I have to put those under my name because it's public. I didn't realize when all my groups are now private so that nobody can get in there. I'm not supposed to be putting my Amazon links behind a private group. Again, it is not my rules. It is not my game. I just have to
We have to play it.
jump through the hoops. So when you want links, they will be under my personal name, which is public to the whole world. So please go over there and look for any links. And I'm sorry to have to make you do that jumping around, but I will lose my Amazon affiliate if I
Don't stop.
right.
You'll be in Amazon jail.
Right. I'll get an Amazon along with Facebook jail and every other platform that I screw up. Okay. That is us in a nutshell. Come on in. I want to check in, see how each of you are doing. Dorothy, come in. I know you're getting back on track. So come in and share with everybody so we can help the beginners get along. Come on.
Well, am I muted or can you hear me?
Nope, you're
Nope, I
good.
can hear you.
I am newly starting over
Mhm.
as of Sunday. So I'm doing good. I'm my whole focus when I'm not keeping kids, because I babysit my grandchildren, is what to cook, how many carbs, how much fat, what's my next steps. So I'm rereading the Keto Continuum books and
Nice.
going back through my workbook and my why and all that. And I'm excited. I think my mindset is finally there to where I can stick with it. So
Good deal.
I
That
need
is-
to, because I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's a couple months ago. So I have researched and researched and researched what's my best option, and it brought me back here. So this is what I'm
Yep.
going to do.
And just
And I wanna-
anybody that doesn't know, Dorothy's a veteran. She's done this before. And like
few
many of us, we
A few
do
times.
this and then we jump and feel like we figure out another way, or it's just too hard, or it's just too much, or whatever. And then we come right back because we realize this is still where we need to all be. And it doesn't matter what the diagnosis, the answer is pretty much all the same. So it has different symptoms, different everything. So Dorothy, I'm so glad you're back. And
Yeah, me too. I want to feel good again. I feel a lot better than I did 2 months ago, but I want to feel great.
yep. And I'm telling you, all of us, that is what the win in all of this is, when we get to the end of Keto Continuum and we can push into that fasting. And I know people think we are crazy, but I
I
will
love
promise-
fasting.
right? I promise you, the best you feel is when your body is fasting. Those hormones surge, the ketones surge, your brain is clicking and working. Everything is just jiving. And I am telling you, I know people think we're nuts because we say we enjoy fasting. The process is rough. The process is hard to get to. It's tough. But the feeling that comes out of it and the chemistry that comes out of it, it's amazing. Like, it is the best we feel. It truly is. When I started fasting with Dr. Boz, I'm telling you, I remember sitting there with my arms crossed, bullheaded, ticked off, saying, I will gladly do your program. I will do these steps, but there is no way in this world I will ever fast because I'm hypoglycemic. I will be flopping on the floor like a fish and I will die, period. And I'm telling you, I swear by it now. It is the
Mhm.
best I feel, the best my numbers get, the best my chemistry gets, but it takes going through every step of Keto Continuum to get your chemistry right, to get the numbers that you need. Most people fast to get into ketosis. We get into ketosis to fast, because then the results that you get from fasting are tenfold. Then they just splurge, they just jump when your chemistry is correct before you go into a fast.
And I also think going through those steps of Keto Continuum, you're getting the mindset prepared for that final setup of that fasting. I mean, because you have to have a mindset with it, because if you don't, you're going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
Or you white
So-
knuckle through it.
I've done it and binged the next day. So
Yep.
that kind of goes back to what Lance is just saying. You got to be ready.
All right, give me a thumbs down.
Where's the thumbs down coming from?
I don't know.
What the heck?
It was her eyebrows.
See, I told you it was the face.
It's the face I'm stuck
It's
with.
the face.
Can you tell we're getting on each
She
other's
was
nerves?
giving me face today.
I was in places saying bad words, so I
Right.
felt accomplished. So-
Anyway.
Sometime. Anyways, Dorothy, I am so glad you're back, and I can't wait to get your chemistry shift going back through. And you know the process, but it still takes, I don't care if you're a beginner or a veteran, it does not matter where you're at right now. We all have to go through the same steps to get that chemistry right, to get that DBR nice and low. It's the same process. So even us as veterans, we still have to hit pause, backtrack, and go fix our chemistry and then move forward. Then we push, and that's how we succeed. Instead of white knuckling through it, crash and burn, and then we come back ticked off. I would rather push you through one step at a time and let your chemistry carry you. So, and just anybody that hasn't done it before, whether you're doing sardines or a clean fast, when your chemistry is right, your chemistry will carry you through a fast. You're not miserable. You are not wanting to chew your arm off and punch somebody in the face. You feel good. It is getting
Maybe the first time, maybe the first or second time, but
maybe. Dude, you're killing me tonight.
I'm being truthful.
So it
but you feel good.
Your chemistry is right.
Right.
It's the mind game. So how good are you dealing with your own mind game?
Right.
That is where the conversations come in on your shoulder of talking through it of, I want to fast. No, I don't. I want to fast. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Well, I don't. You will have the conversations on your shoulder of, here's why we do this. And here is why we take every step of keto continuum, one step at a time. You master it, we move you forward. Master it, we move you forward. That's why I broke the courses down into 3 levels. We have beginner's level, and you stay there till you have it mastered. Then we move you to intermediate. This is where it's the slow churn. Intermediate group is where we work on, here's how you do it. Here's how you do meals. Here's how we progress through it. Here's how you make it a lifetime. Some people never push into fasting. Some people will live right here in intermediate, and that's okay. But if your goal is to hit autophagy and reverse the damage and get rid of neuropathy and get off of medications, fasting is where it comes in at. So that is why there's that many steps of keto continuum. And then we broke it down into that advanced level for those that want to go there. You don't have to, and you don't have to, until your chemistry is ready. That's where the intermediate comes in. So good job, Dorothy. We're glad you're back.
Get up back,
Thank you.
get back on that horse and ride.
No doubt. Come on in, Linda. I'm glad to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, so come on in.
Yes, she's
Check
knitting
in.
away.
I see her knitting.
I crocheting tonight.
Crochet. Okay.
What you making?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
The next door neighbor, my next door neighbor is having a baby boy.
Oh,
And they're a couple that owns a black lab, and I have a feeling that this kind of grayish blue is going to be a good. I think they're not baby blue type people. They kind of strike me as, denim blue type of people.
I love it. We just had a talk tonight that when you buy furniture or anything that goes in your house, it needs to match the color of your dog.
no, your dog needs
Yes.
your furniture.
Or yeah, but I mean, I've got a fuzzy brown dog. What am I gonna do? Buy black furniture with velvet on it? It's like
Right?
I can't even wear black pants to work. It's unless
So how
I
are you
have one
doing?
of those roller things. So I'm on the medication trail. So they had me on. I can't remember. Lowered my blood pressure too much. And I mean, it was funny because I went to see my PCP and she said to me, oh, your blood pressure is a little bit low, but if it hits 80 over something, you'll be on the floor. So there was the morning when I woke up and it took me 4 goes to get a blood pressure reading. And when I got it, it was 76 over 59. And I thought, maybe I should call somebody and ask them what they want me to do.
So what was their answer to raise your blood pressure? I'm curious.
Well, all I had to do was stop taking the medication I don't have, for those of you who don't know me, I don't have high blood pressure. My heart is, I love my chiropractor, and she said, my heart is asking for help. So this is what we're doing. So we're giving my heart help. And one of the things is to sort of reduce the pressure so that when the heart beats, it's getting a more effective beat. So anyway, on to medication number 2, or something. So I can't remember. So anyway, I'm on a tiny little half of a tiny pill once a day. And I haven't I haven't nearly passed out, so that's good. And it's but I have nothing that helps me gauge whether anything's improving, because all the tests that I went through to get to where they told me I am now, I've never really struggled with any symptoms. So it's an interesting conundrum to be feeling pretty healthy actually, and be told that, that my heart is calling for help. Yeah. So, and there's no, again, for those of you who don't know me, it's not heart disease, it's cardiomyopathy, and it's in the left side of the heart. And so, John and I have been doing some research into supplements and things that we could take that would help. But again, can I be Scottish right now? Or
absolutely.
Maybe born in Scotland and raised in Yorkshire. And so I give a whole new meaning to the word cheap. I mean, thrifty. And so,
thrifty.
Yes. So what do you do when these things cost so much money and yet you can take them and you don't feel any different? You're like, how much is too much to spend? So,
Linda,
that's a balance you have to find out.
You are after my heart in this one, no pun intended. Linda and I have so many of the same heart issues. And I will tell you, Linda, again, this is not telling anybody what to do. Linda has to find her path just the same as I have to find my path. I'm not telling you not to take medications. I'm not telling you not to do what your doctor tells you to do. But I will say, as far as we're concerned, do everything in our power that we can with nutrition. But some of us still need to help. I have left bundle branch block just as Linda does. That's the electrical system. I need all the meat in the world. Keeping the inflammation down out of my heart, though, still helps. Keeping the inflammation down out of my body helps my heart. So if your body still needs help, usually getting inflammation down and getting that DBR nice and low, returning over new healthy cells, cell regeneration, rebuilding things, that is what's going to keep my heart as healthy as I can get it. If I need to take a medication to still help that along because I have damage in there that I cannot control, then so be it. That's not a bad thing. But do your part of keep that DBR low, keep that nutrition coming in. Do your part, because we don't want to have to take 1,000,000 supplements. The whole goal is let's put that money into some good nutrition, and hopefully we don't need a bunch of
sardines are so beautifully inexpensive, right? Cheap,
nice word. Yes.
And so the other thing, I know you haven't seen me, but I have worked on moving my main meal of the day towards the middle of the day. Nice. And so now it's in the head, where the head is firmly like, well, but it's, it's getting dark, so we eat. And so that's where between just moving, I haven't fasted probably since the week before you guys went off on your massive trip. But I have been working on getting that main meal, one meal of the day, nice, towards lunchtime. So I may join you on the fast this weekend and go forward from there. Hang on, my dog is giving me, the sort of, please, Mama, let me out. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. Really, is moving that main meal towards the middle of the day, and I'm on board with the sardines. I quite like them. So I'm all right there. I'll do that.
Nice. All right. Then look at your calendar. I'm going to post some things this week to see who all's on board with us. And I'll have everybody choose whether you're doing 72 clean or going for 72 clean, finishing off with sardines if you don't make it, or if you're just jumping in with the sardines, that's fine. It's not a right or wrong. So do what your chemistry and your mindset is ready to do. So good job, Linda. And I'm glad you're back.
Hang in there, Linda.
Thank you.
Kevin, come on in and tell us how you're doing before you got to run.
Actually, I'm good tonight, but
good.
Interesting. I never met or seen Linda before. I guess you were Scottish.
Isn't that beautiful?
I was in the Navy for 24 years. I was all around the world. After I was out of the Navy, I then visited Scotland, and I
We're losing you, Kevin.
on the face of the earth other than the United States, Scotland.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't been, it is awesome. I've been all through Yorkshire. And by the way, I have cardiomyopathy also. So Tammy's right. I can say it. She try not to worry about the supplements. Try not to worry about the supplements. I think you'll be fine. My ejection fraction was 28 a couple of weeks ago. It's 45 again. And I've had ejection fraction down to 15 twice. And the only thing that I think has really helped me has been this. You may have seen the post where I said to Tammy and Jennifer, I genuinely want to thank you guys for helping me out last week.
Nice.
I'm actually getting chills from that because it was that bad, and you guys brought me through, and I can't thank you enough for that. And today I had another issue, and I swear to God, all I could think of is Jennifer up here saying, "Don't do it, don't do it." I mean that. And then I just happened to call a friend of mine who also is in with this, Nita. Remember Nita?
Yep.
Yeah. And that really helped out. It helped being able to call her. So, and I've known her for 60 years. No,
You
not
know
quite
what, Kevin?
50
That it
years.
just brings us so much to how much community matters, how much sometimes the only support anybody has is right here. And I always laugh and say, you guys are my family. You are our heart and soul. We're connected right here because when you put
Yep.
that emotional connection to each one of you and we become vested in you guys as much as you're invested in us, that emotional connection in the brain, we all know Dr. Boz is a brain doctor. The whole goal is to get to the end of this and have the brain health and not have the addictions and not have the things fighting us. And Kevin's exactly right. When we can connect with each other and truly care about each other and cheer each other on, it's a win for us too. It's not just doing it for somebody else. It is doing it to help us win.
Mhm.
And
Well,
Kevin, you know, we love you.
some of you guys know that I live very, very close to Tammy and Lance, and I go over there often. And I can tell you, they're genuine. It's what you see here is what I see at their place. And
Thank you.
you guys, I'm telling you, stick with it. Don't give up. Everybody has someone to help you in here.
I'm going to tell you something, Kevin. And I know you get into the mathematics of it. You get into the puzzle of putting all the pieces together and this whole system that you've done, and you've done it beautifully. But there's also the point where I think at some point you overthink it and you don't keep
Really?
it you don't keep it as simple as it actually is. Keep it simple. And you always return to that simple process. You know what the process is. Don't mess with it. Just rinse and repeat.
I
And
just figured out
it'll come
when-
right back.
Yeah, when Tammy and Jennifer were, we were exchanging text, emails, all that kind of jazz. I'd already decided I'm going back to beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
You know what?
So
I
knew
think
that
we've all
worked.
tried to jump ship before and do something else. And I'm telling you, we all come back to the same answer. We can juggle numbers and chronometer all damn day.
And you can do recipes. You can do all kinds of crap.
It is too stupid simple. I am struggling with everybody wanting meal plans or everybody wanting recipes. My recipe consists of open the meat, throw it on the grill, throw it on my plate, down the hatch. That's a recipe to me because we keep it that stupid simple. If you really want to get technical, throw some bacon on top of the burger with a piece of cheese.
And an egg on top.
And a dippy egg on top if you need some more fat.
Bam.
It's rinse and repeat. Once you find those 4 or 5 things that work, it is truly just rinse and repeat. And it's that easy. Do not overthink it. And Kevin, I know you're a math man and a numbers man, but I love how even Kevin, if anybody doesn't know Kevin's story, Kevin was over 300 pounds and could not walk up my steps when he first came to my house. Now he walks his dogs 5, 8, 10 miles a day around his neighborhood. I mean, he's
lost
crazy.
3 to 5.
He's lost half himself.
He's lost a person.
Yes.
And he runs up and down my steps like there's no tomorrow. I mean, the man is a different person than he was 2 years ago. I mean, it's just even a year ago. I mean, we're so proud of the work that he's done. But I will tell you what, here's what he did. He came to my house the first day. We sat at my kitchen table. We got him up the steps, sat at my kitchen table. And I said, you do one step at a time, and then I'll give you the next step. One step at a time, then we'll give it a next step. You conquer that step. and you did it. You didn't look back. You didn't argue. You didn't juggle a bunch of numbers. You did exactly what we told you to do. And you cruised through keto continuum 1 through 12. We worked through the bumps in it. Now, everybody, just so you know, when you do keto continuum 1 through 12, everybody is not the same. Everybody's numbers are not the same. It doesn't go as fast for everybody as it does others. Everybody is different. Lance and I eat the exact same thing every day, and our numbers are two totally different ball fields.
And you land at you land at different places too.
Yeah.
People land at different parts of that keto continuum where they want to be and where it best fits them.
And again, that's why we broke it up into 3 sections so that we can he can stay at number. It takes him a little bit longer to get going and get his window cleaned up and stuff like that. But it takes me longer at the intermediate to just churn because of my fat-based hormones. His will get going and he will take off running. My fat-based hormones get going nice and slow. So we all have to take the challenge and get those fat-based hormones working. You know, my ADD is going through the roof right now of squirreling. So
I had to show Linda because she has a similar dog.
Yeah.
ours is laying at our feet, or he was. I don't know.
A mini Aussie, right?
Yeah, he's a mini Aussie.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a pain
what
in my
Gunnar.
butt. I have
Of course he is.
I have a regular Aussie too.
Yeah, we have 2 minis, and this is
Yeah.
the sweet snuggly one. The other one's out.
Well, he's
Doing
sweet
something.
snuggly, but the vet thinks he might have lupus. You need to message me someday, Linda. We need to.
I'll do that, Kevin. I'd like that. Thanks.
I'd
Sorry
like
about
to-
that, Tammy. Sorry, we're
No,
just
you're
having a
good.
I'm sorry
moment.
too, but as
We're
soon
just
as I
having a
saw your
moment
dog, I'm
here.
like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Kevin just likes to mess with my head. That's all.
What Tammy said is exactly what happened. I looked at her and all of us know keto, right? Eat lots of meat and you'll skip the bread and you'll lose weight, right? That's what I thought. But I looked at her and I remember telling her, look, I know nothing about keto except for what I just said. And I did exactly what she said. Exactly. And I was doing 72s. I remember my first one was May. I started with them the 3rd day of February in 22. In May, I was doing 72s.
Rocking it out.
Yeah.
And now he
went
runs
quick.
up my steps like a champ. So I love it. Kevin, we love you and we're so glad you're here.
And just remember, man, keep it simple.
Yep.
Always return to that simple. When you think you're falling off, when you think you're down, whatever, go back to the basics, go back to simplicity. It'll all work itself out.
Well, and the brain game, I don't know who it was, Dorothy, you were talking about the brain, the mindset,
Yep.
the mindset, even
And
as
just-
far in as I am, the mindset, some days, today it was killing me. I thought I was going to lose it. I really did. But like I said, Jennifer's right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Kevin, don't do it. Kevin, don't do it.
Text her and tell her get on here with us. And anybody that doesn't know, Dr. Boz and her brains course, the whole beauty of why we all know how to get into nutritional ketosis is to go to that brains course. And Kevin, you're ready for the brains course. You need to understand what's happening in that brain now. So I will, as soon as I get my schedule up and going and we get these classes back up and going over COVID, all the fun stuff we went through, I will start the brains course back up. And just know any of my people here, I give everybody a big old coupon off of, because it is not a cheap course. It is worth every penny. But I give all my people a big old coupon,
Well,
and we do it as a group.
remember, I live in Louisville, so I'm rich.
Right?
You are rich. You live in Louisville.
Absolutely.
So I'm not giving you the coupon then.
We'll
That's
say
an inside joke from around here.
Linda will take your coupon, she says.
Right? We live in a little hick town, and Kevin moved to the big city beside us where the
Yeah.
rich people go to. So we always give him crap. So
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. But anyways, the brain health in it is where all the magic happens. So there's not an accident that Dr. Boz taught us how to do keto continuum first, and then we move into the brain health. There is not an accident because you've got to get in ketosis, in nutritional ketosis, to do the brain health. I will tell you this little tidbit. When I went to withdrawal from 120 milligrams of Oxycontin a day that I had been on for 18 years, 24/7, 18 years, I had 120 milligrams of Oxycontin in my body. When I got bullheaded enough and decided I was withdrawing, I was taking that out of my body and I was going to withdraw from it. I was never so happy to know how to get in ketosis in my life, because nutritional ketosis is what got me through that addiction and that withdrawal and got me onto the brain health. Then I did them together so that the brain health and the addiction would be taken care of. I didn't want to break one addiction to go to another addiction to backtrack and do it again. When I went through that misery of Oxycontin coming out of my body, that is a misery you never want to live through again.
That was rough.
I would struggle with weighing it out of a year and a half of chemo in my body for my breast cancer or ever going through Oxycontin withdrawal again. It's real comparable of the two evils of those two things of which one I would ever do again. So I'm saying that to say the brain health is what where the magic comes in of breaking the addictions in the brain. And but you have to learn how to get into nutritional ketosis to break the addictions in the brain. Doing them together is why I can have a bottle of Oxycontin sitting up in there on the shelf, and it has never once enticed me to go take one. I've never had a pain that I thought, oh, I'll just go take an Oxy and feel better. No, I would probably crash and burn and cry before I'd ever put that stuff back in my body again. So I don't have it. I don't have the brain addiction. I don't have the things knocking on me, bugging me. Carbs and sugar bug me more than Oxycontin. And it's because I've done the brain work with it. I got nutritional ketosis and broke that addiction in my brain. So there's a reason we do the two courses together. It is not just it's not the nutritional ketosis keto continuum is one course. And then the brains course is just another fun thing to do. They go hand in hand. If you're truly struggling with the addiction of nutritional ketosis, of carbs and sugar, things like that, the brain health is what you need, you're going for, and you'll learn how they both go hand in hand. So when I say get out your journal, get out those things, it's because I know what's coming in the brains course for you. So we will do that. You guys let me know when you're ready, and I'll be working on my schedule. We'll get that brains course back up and going again, and we'll just do it again as a group. And it's the same thing as this. When you do it as a group, that's where the win comes in, because we all help each other. We all talk through the problems. We can share what works and what don't. The stories Dr. Boz teaches on is phenomenal. I mean, she gets you to understand and remember the story, which gives you the emotional connection. It's just cool. It really is. But okay, thanks, Kev, for coming in. All right, Sue, come and check in.
Oh, I'm unmuted. I'm doing good. I last week decided I'm having a really hard time getting my fat where it needs to be. I mean, I'm struggling terrible. So I decided last Friday that I was going to make sure I had a week of keeping my fat where it needed to be.
Good.
And I think I counted 5 days and my glucose has been in the 80s. So it's evidently working. Like I said, I struggle with it. So I'm thinking maybe a clean fast starting Friday. I'm starting to realize that since we camp Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I can start fasting on Thursday after breakfast or Friday after breakfast, we come home on Thursday. So if I could start it Thursday after breakfast, I'll be ready for Sunday dinner. I think those days are going to work better for me. Last week I just wasn't in the brain mood to do it. So like I said, I'm trying to keep my fat up to see if that helps. Right now it seems to be working. My ketones, I think they were 1.1 this morning, which is the lowest it's been for the 5 days. I'm not worried about it at all. I think I'm okay. That's where I'm at.
That's one place where I struggled too when I first started getting on this, was getting enough fat. That really was an enlightenment for me, to where once you turn on that fat burner machine, you need fat for fuel. And you gotta continue to remember that, because you're training your body to run on fat. Once you get to a level where you take up most of the fat that your body has on it and you don't give it enough fat, you're going to be hungry, because you've taught your body how to eat. So you need to feed it what you taught it to eat, and that's fat. So I mean, it will get to a point where you're like, holy cow, I need this much. I mean, I think I'm at 270 grams of fat I need a day.
Like
And
it was the equivalent of
that's-
1.25 cup of oil a day.
that was just to run my normal day on.
It's nuts.
Mine's at 165 right now, and where am I? No, mine's at 147 and I'm at 165.
Right.
So, but we don't buy the steaks. I don't know who's doing that, but we're
I don't
gonna
know
smack
either.
them. I don't buy the steaks and the ribeyes and stuff because Joe can't eat them. I got to put it in the food processor. Why waste that money? So I have to add tons of butter to everything. And I'm finding out this week that the extra butter is going through my system faster than it should.
Okay.
So I've had really loose bowel the last couple days. Now, if that's normal, that's fine. But, it's like, this is different.
When you're getting your fats up, that's where it's going.
Okay.
And if it's going too fast, add some bone broth and just slow down for a minute.
Yep.
Give it a minute and pause. There's something going on, whether that microbiome needs some help in your gut or whether you got something else going on. You said you wasn't quite feeling it last week, and we knew you were just off a little bit, and you may have been fighting a little bit of a bug. You may have fat-based hormones may have dropped a little bit, so you weren't quite feeling, that up feeling that you were doing. So give your body a little grace to get back going. But I love how you're finding what days are working for you for your fasting. And like I said, it does not have to be Sunday through Wednesday with us. Look at your calendar. And
That's what fits in your calendar best.
We love it because Monday night we're working late. Tuesday night we work late. Wednesday night we break. So it's one of those, and if we're not upstairs walking past the fridge 15 times a day,
it's a whole lot easier.
It's a whole lot easier down here with you guys. So we plan it.
Yeah,
but Sue, I'm proud of you. And it's just knowing your chemistry is getting going. And when you struggled, you know how to get right back on now and your chemistry is going. So
it's fine. It's just like I said, I'm having trouble with the fat. And if that's where I have to eat a pound of butter a day, then I guess I just do.
Don't forget like avocado oil. Get some good olive oil, something like that you can add to it instead of butter.
Or the brown butter bites. Brown butter bites.
I've not tried those. I do have olive oil up here. I never really thought about that too much.
You could do like even on a steak or like a burger or something, you can put a little bit of olive oil in there, and then you don't have to use so much butter. And you gotta kind of experiment with taste wise, but there's all different kinds of ways to offset stuff.
Yeah, and Joe's doing great. I mean, a little snot pot. He's 182. He said the other day, down from 230.
Nice.
But he's not checking his ketones or his blood or nothing. He's fine. And the blood test said no, his liver function was completely fine. Now I screwed it up because I thought, okay, he says the thing I miss most is my Cheerios and my Fritos. Well, I let him buy some. I said, but you have to limit it. He's eating 1 cup of Cheerios a week. And do you know that Fritos, you're only allowed 37?
Yep.
He counted them. I said, maybe this is the wrong kind of carbs to let him have back, but if it'll keep him going, then it might be worth it.
You got to choose your battles for a little bit. And if getting everything else away from him, and those are the 2 last vices that he's going to have to deal with, then we'll deal with those when it's time to cross that bridge.
Yeah, that and snacking. And he's scared to death he's going to get too thin. Now, he's 6'2". And he always thought 200 was his perfect weight. Well, he keeps losing. So I even thought about adding a little bit of fruit back here and there, but I don't think so.
Go with protein instead.
And just so everybody understands that, we talked about that in one of the classes today too. When somebody's hit their goal weight that they really truly don't want to lose anymore, and it's what it should be on the BMI and everything like that. So they not just what they think they should weigh, but they're getting their good numbers. Once you've got there, you want to control that weight by your fats, your proteins, and your eating window. Yep. You do not want to control that by upping carbs, because if you up the carbs back up, all you're doing is gaining inflammation. You're not gaining muscle. You're not gaining fat. You're just putting inflammation back into that cell.
And bringing back that addiction.
So, but the
Well, after I did that, I knew that was wrong. I just knew it. But now what do? Till he runs out, I'm gonna have to let him run the course till it runs out.
no runs out.
But he does the same thing we do. You know, we eat the meat and the stuff, and we don't get hungry. And he eats one meal a day, just like the rest of us. Or he might snack on pork rinds. He's still got that snacking addiction, but still, that's better than the other.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know,
You'll get there.
We got to kind of, like you said, pick our battles.
Yep.
If this is going to help him for a little while, let him do it, and he'll be right back on it. But a little booger, I mean, he's thinner than I've ever seen him.
It's the
So,
men we love to hate on those things, that you watch all these guys just shrink so fast, and us girls just beating our heads against the wall. So, but what that tells you is how much estrogen and progesterone, all those hormones, affect us. So
Yeah.
don't get discouraged in it. They're all fat-based hormones. We are going to get them going as well. We're going to get the process going. It's just a little bit more work for us, and that's okay. We can do
Yeah.
hard things. So
my doctor did not do a hormone blood test. Oh, you don't need it. Okay, well, she didn't, but I still think I need to go have one done on my own to see what hormones might. And I got the appointment. I'm so excited to talk to Dr. Sires in September.
that's it.
And so I'm thinking I'm going to go get my my hormones tested.
Just to know.
I don't really know what I need, but I'm going to go do it anyway. It's just like getting a blood test and finding out what your A1C is. I just want to know. Maybe there's
Right.
nothing wrong, but the doctor says, well, I'm not insulin resistant because my numbers are all good. Well, there's something going on for me not to lose any weight.
Yep.
I mean,
There's one piece of the puzzle that you're not
There's a piece
seeing.
of the puzzle we need to figure out, and that's okay.
and that's what I'm thinking, that it very easily could, if we find out it's not hormones, then there's still something there.
Yep.
Yep.
And
So, I
sometimes
don't
too,
know.
Sue, just know in the long run, you've been insulin resistant for decades. So, or
Yes.
you've had health issues for decades. You've had inflammation in your body for decades.
Mhm.
It may just be tweaking that advanced levels of keto continuum and keeping you pushing and stressing that body till we get all that, the inflammation wrung out.
And
So
you've done
so well, so good.
so well so far, but you may need to take it just to another stage. And
Mhm.
and that's a lot like her. She needs to stay low and steady for a long period of time. And to get that, like she said, you've been that way for decades. 6-8 months,
That's nothing.
a year is nothing compared to how long it's been that you've been doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna take you whatever it takes you. Just
Yeah.
that's where the mindset comes in of staying the course. You know that it works, you know that it's healthy for you,
Mhm.
and you just do it until it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to look into that and see about, because then it would just make me feel better to know that those are normal. They're not normal. Then I'd have that for him come September. Of course, he'll probably do them all over again anyway, but
Right.
we'll see. But I felt like I thought that was a good place to start. Have him look at what I'm doing. I haven't got any other doctor to look at my blood tests. I can't get Dr. Barry's attention. So, I just have to
Good luck.
assume you're
Hang in
okay.
there, Sue.
Okay, fine.
You got this.
All right.
All right, Terry, you want to come check in? Or who we got left? Andrea. Oh, Andrea. Adrian's on.
Yep.
Diane. Okay.
Adrian, Terry,
And
Nancy,
Nancy.
and Diana.
Okay, come on in, Terry. Hang on, got you muted, honey.
There she is.
Sorry, did you say Adrian?
Yep, let me finish up with Terry and then we'll come to you, Adrian.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh, look. All right, come on in, Terry.
I'm here. I thought I was on the right track again, and my blood sugar just keeps going up and down like a yo-yo. But today it was, yesterday it was 124, but my ketones were low. They were like a 0.4. Today I was 174, but my ketones were 0.8.
Okay.
And so I was just about the same on the DBR because of the ketos being up. But something's happening because none of my clothes fit. So there's something happening. I started going to water aerobics on Saturday to help my shoulder a little bit. And they told us to run in the pool, and my pants were at my ankle.
Oh boy.
That's a win.
Thank God it was in the back, so nobody saw it. But I thought, I better get some better pants. So
That's awesome. Something's happening.
Terry, I want to
Yeah.
use you for a teaching moment. You've asked some great. Terry has some great questions during the week, so it's one of those. She's a great person to learn on, because she keeps saying she had sausage, she had eggs, she had all these good approved foods, and she's getting her fats in her. Everything's going good, but her glucose keeps going up. Does everybody understand what's going on? Put it this way, Terry: if you are not ingesting carbs and your glucose is going up, where's it it's coming from somewhere, which means you're cleaning house, which means you're pulling it out of the muscles. When you go to the barn at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're busting your butt and working and you don't have any carbs that you've ingested and your glucose shoots up, that just means it's pulled it out of the muscle. It's pulled it out of storage. You've got pulling it out of the liver. That is exactly what you want to happen. And yep, it's going to go up and down. It's going to go, maybe you ingested a few carbs today that are giving you a little bit of glucose, but not enough to sustain the whole day. So it goes up a little bit, but then you go to the barn and you're working, you're lifting heavy things, you're doing hard things. You need some fuel. So it's going to, your body is still looking for glucose. So your ketones aren't crazy high yet. You haven't hit that superhero feeling yet, but your chemistry is trying to get churning, and you pulling glucose out of storage is just getting it lower and lower and lower in the liver so that those ketones can begin to go up. And that is, again, establishing that chemistry, and where everybody's going to be different. And you two have had decades of too much glucose in your system. So now cleaning it up, and it's going to go up for a little bit, but when it spikes and you're not ingesting it, it's coming from somewhere. So consider, the number looks annoying, but again, that is why we track. That is why we know what our Keto Mojo is doing. That is why we have to know how many carbs are going in and where those carbs are coming from. Again, cream fits perfectly in my macros, but it does not fit in my body because my body gets ticked off every time I put it in my body. We know that because we track everything in chronometer. If it goes in your mouth, it goes in chronometer. If you're checking, I want that first morning glucose, that first morning ketone tells me what's happening in your chemistry through the night and how well your liver is dumping and cleaning out. So again, if you're not ingesting carbs and that glucose spikes up, you've pulled something out of storage. Think of it as spring cleaning. You're pulling the furniture out away from the walls and you're cleaning the nooks and crannies. It's coming out from somewhere. So use it up, burn it up, get it out of there and get it over with, because we're going to stop ingesting it and let it keep coming down lower and lower out of the liver, out of the muscles.
You're not adding to the storage anymore.
Right.
So you need
Yes.
to pull that storage out to see it go away.
Yep.
That's your body's natural response, is to hold on to something in case of an emergency, in case of a sudden fight or flight reaction. Your body will dump all that extra storage into your system to energize you. That's a natural response in the body. What you're doing by not putting anything in those stores and then going out like to the barn and working and going out and doing things, you're pulling out of that storage and using up that. Now you're going to create a different storage because you're going to change that, and you're going to mold that to get your fat stores and then get into that after but you have to get through the sugar first.
The glucose has to come down to let the ketones go up.
Yep.
We have to clean that liver out to let your liver begin to make ketones. And when it's full of glycogen, it will not make ketones. So that is why you'll struggle making ketones, or you'll fight for every darn ketone you make.
Again, mindset is the key, because there is an explanation for things. And when you said, you've been saying to her what's happening because you're tracking, we understand that, oh, okay, she's getting rid of storage. She's getting rid of, when you do that, even when I do that, when I go out and work out, my glucose will go up. Even though I don't ingest any, it will still go up because I still have some storage somewhere. So don't get discouraged.
Don't get
Keep
discouraged.
the mindset because it's
Yeah.
part of the process.
It's the goal aspect of it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a very goal oriented
Yep.
person. And it's like, okay, you know, once I hit the 123, I thought, okay, yep, I made it. And then phew, right back up it went, you know, and it went to the 200s. And then I was like, what am I doing? You know, and I got a little discouraged. And then I listened to other keto programs, and that just messed me up big time.
Oh,
They don't know what they're doing. And
here's what I'll say to you in that, Terry, is, and you guys have all heard me say that I am not saying Dr. Boz is the only way to do this, but she is the only one I know of that has a 12-step program to take your chemistry from beginning to success and healing every step of the way, making sure hormones are woke up, making sure that eating window is correct, making sure that liver is getting cleaned out, making sure that liver can take care and make ketones. I've never heard any other program that teaches you to do that every step. Now, when you get to the end and you've reached your goals and you've got that goal under your belt and you've done that, then if you want to go play around and go see, hey, if this works and maybe this will work and maybe, but you got to get the chemistry going first. And I just ask everybody, please put your blinders on. I love me some good Dr. Berry videos too. I love me some Maria Emmerich. I love me some, there's so many doctors out there that I love to go learn from. But right now, until my chemistry gets going in the right direction for my brain health, my liver health, everything I need it to do, I have to stay focused. And if I jump ship and get information pouring in at me, do a little bit from this one and a little bit from that one and a little bit from that one, you can't give any of them credit or discredit any of them because you're taking bits and pieces of all of it. You have to take a system and stick with it.
Learn the
And then you
basics.
get frustrated.
And I know that this program is going to get me where I need to be.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? These other guys are just goofing off and messing me up. So this is it. I'm not going to go.
Terry, here's the other thing to look at. Some other people that teach a version of keto, they've never been really metabolically broken. So yes, in my 20s, the easy keto that's out there, the easy dirty keto would have worked for me. I was healthy, fit. I was a dancer, a fitness instructor, personal trainer. I could have done all that too in my 20s and 30s. But once they put chemo in my arm and my body became metabolically broken to every cell in my body, I need a different process. So it's not to discredit those other doctors and other courses out there. It's just, I need the metabolic health now. I need to heal at the cellular level. And that takes discipline and time and a process and steps. It takes a plan. That doesn't just happen. So stick with it, Terry. We got your back. You got
losing
this.
weight. Cool.
And look at you, and your pants are falling off in the pool. So that's a win.
Great. So the other thing is, this morning, the grandkids, I was talking to my granddaughter, and she said, Grandma, she goes, you need to try this avocado toast. And I said, no, I said, I learned that the avocados are messing me up. So she goes, oh no, she goes, this will be good. And I said, well, what is it? She goes, well, it's an avocado and you put a fried egg on top of it. I said, okay. So then I find out that it's on bread. And I said, I can't have bread. And she goes, well, since when can't you have bread? And I said, I'm allergic to it. I can't have it.
Nice.
Good.
And she goes, oh, okay. Well, she said, I'll just take it back in the house. I said, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. So, I said, thanks for, thinking of me, but I said that.
She's trying.
So.
And you know what, Terry, just think about it. I've got grandkids following up behind me doing the same thing, but you know what? I've got a whole set of grandkids now that do it. So we have 3 generations. I'm grandma. I lead by example, even when everybody thought I was crazy. Yeah, keep going, because eventually you're planting seeds. And here's my hope and prayer for my children and my grandbabies. They may not do it right now, but I know when life kicks them in the gut, and it will, it's not if, it's when, they know there's an answer out there for them. And we're planting those seeds because I want the grandkids right now that are doing this. I know My daughter-in-law and son are growing healthy hippocampuses in those brains of those developing babies right now. That is going to be a direct effect on their future, how they relate to people, how their work ethic is, how they handle crisis and stress. All those things are developed in the hippocampus. Again, back to the brains course, but I'm giving you the crash course of developing that hippocampus in those children right now while that hippocampus is still growing is what raises healthy, happy, successful adults. And it's such a neat thing to see, to know how much power you have by leading by example. And it may not be right now, but sooner or later, somebody will see what you're doing and see grandma doing healthy things, and grandma's life getting more active, and grandma's happy again and feels good again. And all of those things, when they see that happening, you can't lie about it. I mean, people can say, oh my God, what you're doing is crazy. I mean, I have people saying we're crazy all the time for doing this, and go, my gosh, we were talking about the Keto Kids program, and everybody saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you'd let your kid do that. I'm like, you know what? If I had a do-over and could go back to my son,
Yeah, I wish I would have.
absolutely would I do this for my kids right now.
And you look at the kids, you're not putting the crap in that we got put crap in our bodies. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're stopping that.
Stop the pattern.
They have a head start on us.
Yeah. So Terry, keep going. Lead by example. You got this. Don't give up on those numbers. Keep tracking.
Yep. Keep tracking. Keep steady. It'll happen. It really will.
It will.
Buy smaller pants.
Yeah.
And buy some smaller pants.
Tie them babies up. All right, Adrian, come on in and check in. Good to see you, hon. Look how tan you are. Are you on vacation?
I was just down in St. Louis, Missouri, and they actually had sun. Where I live, it's freezing cold. You need sweaters. And so I just stayed out, and I was just like, yes.
Oh,
yes,
nice. Vitamin D.
You look
Hey,
beautiful.
are you guys all going to Keto Palooza since you're right there?
I have not made plans for it yet, but I'm looking into it.
Awesome, because I have a ticket.
Do you?
I heard it was the best meetup of the year.
Oh,
Nobody, not right now. And then as far as the kids, I have a friend that never fed her kid. Could you turn that TV off? Never fed her kids junk food, not one processed food, and no grains. And you know what happened to those kids? Do you think they got disordered? No. My husband is in a standard American dieter, would take them out to eat, and they'd say, hey, just give this French fry a try. And they would just feel like crap.
Yep.
So instead of feeling disordered or whatever, it's more they get to feel the food, where our kids are just used to it and used to not feeling good and used to, anyway.
Yep.
So I think it's great for kids. And then I'm very new to this group, so I'm not 100% sure what to say other than tomorrow I decided I would like to try a 7-day sardine challenge. I feel like I have a lot to clean out. I've been having a lot of heavy whipping cream, and I just would like to I am not even hungry. That's how much I've feasted lately, that there's no hunger. And this is great. I know that this challenge is going to go very well because I'm excited to clear that out. I'm excited to earn my hunger back. Earn isn't exactly the right word. Clean it out so that I actually am hungry. Right now, I'm not hungry at all. And so I'm also very interested in learning about this continuum, because ultimately we've discussed how much healing I have. There is no losing weight when you need the healing. And my body, I do all the work. I'm working my butt off, and then my body will just rebound on its own because it's saying, nope, we're not having this. We need to heal. So I'm excited to learn about the healing.
Right there, I want to commend you on that, because you're listening to your body. You can push your body to a limit, and then your body will push back, and it'll push harder than you can push. So listen to your body, because it won't steer you wrong.
So here's another thing, Adrian, that I want you to think of. Now, I was a personal trainer, fitness instructor, and what I wish I'd have known back then, what I know now, chemistry and healing is built in the kitchen. Muscle is built in the gym.
Yep.
So changing that mindset of, oh no, it all used to be done in the gym. It all was calories in, calories out. How much am I burning? How hard am I working? My chemistry and my healing and cellular health and metabolic health is built in the kitchen. around the kitchen table and those, what you're putting in those cupboards and things like that. So that is what learning each of those steps is the difference, because I hate it when I feel bad for people that are out there busting your butt working out. And I know you don't do anything half-assed and you've done hard things. I mean, if anybody doesn't know, Adrienne was on The Biggest Loser. She had those coaches pushing her. That girl can do hard things.
Yeah.
But what happens when you can't outrun your health? If I could have outworked my health, I would be as healthy as a horse, because that's all I did all day long. Is I was either teaching classes, personal training, fitness instructing, doing massages on people, whatever was all I did when I was diagnosed with cancer. So if that worked, I wouldn't be overweight. I wouldn't be having the cellular health problems that I'm having. So those things, it matters, and it's a different process, but we have to change our mindset as that old school of, I could work it off in the gym. I could go eat anything because I'd go work it off in the gym, or I'd go teach another class, or I'd work out with the client.
Go work in the barn, go cut some wood, whatever.
Whatever is your thing.
Carnivore harder is what I recently did. Lion diet for like 2 months, carnivore harder, and it'll work.
Okay,
I did
Adrienne,
it.
here's what, okay, so you just answered your own question. So here's the difference. Carnivore, we need ketones in circulation to heal. Ketones is what heals the brain. Ketones are what heals the cells. Ketones are what gives us that energy. Carnivore is a great mindset because it drops the noise on the carbs and the sugar and all the different things. I don't say I'm carnivore just because I don't want the food police out after me on social media coming and telling, oh, you ate this and you ate. Yeah, I know, but the protein matters, but
You forgot the
estrogen,
fat.
progesterone, testosterone, leptin, and ghrelin. When you say you're not hungry, tells me your ghrelin is not working, which is a fat-based hormone. That is why keto continuum, we go through and we wake up those hormones and we don't move you forward until leptin and ghrelin is working. You should feel hungry. If you are not feeling hungry, then we need to hit a timeout and say, how do we wake up those hormones? That's the difference, because if you push forward into fasting and into all the advanced levels before those hormones are ready, you will crash and burn and come back. And how many veterans on here can say that we tried to push, because I'm bullheaded and I can push. I know how to do hard things. And when you push beyond what your chemistry is ready to handle, your body will say hell to the no and drop you and send you back. And it happens time and time again. That's why I broke keto continuum up into 3 levels, so we can ride it out until your personal chemistry is ready.
Here's one thing for you too, Adrienne. I just thought of this in Chronometer. When you put all your numbers in, your protein is still underneath your fats. Your fat is the only thing that increases. When you get to the level that you need to, where you're at, and you can ask Kevin this too. We discussed this earlier. We were at a 3-to-1 ratio of our fats to our protein. So 1 bite of protein, we had to have 3 bites of fat with that 1 protein to make our system work. So that tells me
that's the guys and their
fat
hormones,
is the fuel.
But it's a fat-based diet. So keep that in mind. It is not a protein.
Right. It's not protein.
It's
So
yes.
is that our goal? Be 3-to-1?
No. That's we were way wicked. That's not your goal.
And that's not, and us girls can't do what him and Kevin are talking about. So they're in their own little world. Us girls have to do the slow and steady of getting those hormones woke up. And Adrienne is young enough that she still has good hormone production. She still can do all the hard things and her body is staying up. But where she's saying she's not hungry, where she's saying she still has cellular health to do, they have killed her on the day. I mean, they pushed her to limits on that. I mean, if you would hear her backstory, and we're going to bring her on one day and have her share the backstory, because it is phenomenal to hear how hard they push you. And if you think you can win health in the gym without the chemistry, she will tell you exactly how. That's why every one of those contestants go home and gain it all back and more, and fall off the wagon and jump off the bridges, because that is not how you build health. Yep. Again, you look at, what's her name? What's the coach's name?
Jillian.
You look at little skinny Jillian, and I just want to say, honey, it's great that she can push that hard. It's great that she can work that hard. Has she ever been really sick? Has she ever worked on metabolic health? Has she ever? I don't know. I mean, I don't know her story.
No.
But
I recently seen her interview and she admitted she'd never help anybody lose more than 10 pounds prior to the show.
and it's not even pounds. Is she health? I mean, here's another thing I'll ask. How many of you know somebody that's skinny?
Mm.
That skinny does not mean healthy.
Nope.
And I will tell you, I probably have more skinny friends that are unhealthy than I have skinny friends that are healthy. So I'm not at my goal weight. When I got sick, buried my brother, all the stuff that's happened to me since January, I've gained 40 pounds. 40. That is not easy. I mean, it stinks. It's awful. It's hard. It's rough. But you know what? It's my emotions, my hormones, my lack of sleep. I've had 7 surgeries. I mean, the chaos and the noise that your life brings to you does not let your body heal. And we have to stop. It doesn't, if I could go to the gym for 3 hours every day and bust my butt right now is not the answer to fix what's going on in my body right now. That is not the answer. My body needs the chemistry. Adrienne has done the hard work. She needs the chemistry to heal her cells, to rebuild cellular health. She can run on that damn treadmill till the cows come home. That is not going to rebuild cellular health. It's just burning calories. That's all she's doing.
And my hormones.
And hormones, yes, and tanking her hormones. So, Adrienne, I got July's classes started, and I'd love to have you in there. Let's get you started through the steps, and we'll get you going in it. But it's a step-by-step process that you got
might,
this.
and you might open up Pandora's box.
You will. And as you're so used to doing this, but I would encourage you before you push into any fasting or anything like that, let's get the hormones right first, then push into fasting.
This is gonna be enjoyable.
And when you say fasting, does that include the sardines?
No, here's 2, and it's just a play on words that we do here. When we're doing sardines, it's a sardine challenge because if calories are going in, we don't call it a fast. And that's just so I know where everybody's at. That's nothing technical.
You don't have to worry about me accidentally fasting early.
Be surprised.
I'll tell you, Adrienne,
Telling you what,
when your chemistry gets right, you will want to.
Everybody eats those words at one point.
And I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you, as bullheaded as you are, the hard things that you've done, the work that you've done, when your chemistry gets right, we ain't going to stop you from fasting because you're going to rock it like a rock star.
I said I wouldn't eat sardines and I wouldn't fast either. And that is the best I feel, period.
So if you want to do sardines for right now, but I will tell you the thing with you that I would start in July is we've got to get those hormones working.
Yep.
And that takes a one step at a time. And
okay.
But you got it. So you got this, Adrienne. Welcome. We're so glad you're on board. We're going to have to get together.
Cool.
It is. It's going to be fun to watch.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's good to see you. Who do we have left? Nancy, come on in and say hi and check in. Poor Nancy's needs to get to bed. She's a morning person, not a night person. So come on in, Nancy.
Hey, I'm doing so much better. I've been on this roller coaster of 4 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 4 days off. I'm on my 4th day today. It's been a rough 4 days. I tried the sardine thing, even though I didn't want to. But I only could do 2 cans. And then it was like I was going to eat the house. So I just ate a burger and put some cheese on it. I think I put bacon on it. I don't know. And then I was okay. The next day, I had to run out early in the morning. So I just grabbed a hard-boiled egg and put some salt on it, the Redmond salt.
Nice.
And then when I came home, I started in with a can of sardines. I did do 1 can of
Macro.
Yeah, I had 1 can. So, but then my stomach started hurting and it was like, I was feeling like I was going to go over the edge again and start eating all these carbs. So because that's my goal is, when I get to that point that I'm not going to go to the carbs, I'm going to just change what I'm doing. So I'm kind of saving myself, so I don't fall off the rails. Last night, all night long, middle of the night, hungry. I just wanted to eat. I was going to get up and eat some salami and cheese. And I was like, you know what? Let me just suck on some salt. I have some salt by my bed. So I did that. And one morning I did wake up, okay, I have all these thoughts of eating these wonderful high carb foods. And, And of course, nothing's open in the middle of the night. And by the time morning came, I was like, I just remembered you choose your hard. So I'm like, okay, I'm choosing my hard, by, eating another can of sardines or whatever. I think I ate 1 can of sardines every day, but just,
Well, that's
two the
good.
first day, 1 the second day. I think I did 1 the third day.
You got to start somewhere.
Yes, that's a
So,
win,
but
Nancy.
I just, the problem is like I've gotten caught like out on the road. I'm now, I'm 15 minutes from home, but it takes me an hour to get home. That's Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I just got, I went and did a float and I couldn't get home. I mean, the traffic was just horrendous. And I ended up stopping someplace close to home, wouldn't you know it, and just bought some junk food. I was just ravenous, So I'm just trying to stop myself when I get ravenous to do something else. Now I'm starting to have my stomach pain again. Oh, I did make some hollandaise sauce for the first time today.
Nice.
Put it on some salmon. I've never had hollandaise sauce ever in my life, so that was new. It was okay,
Good.
a little bit too much lemon, but I can fix that.
Tweak that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bone broth, I haven't been able to get anything down. I've got to throw out what I got in my fridge and start with another bottle from the freezer. I'm gathering my stuff to make the bacon mayonnaise. I did get the heavy whipping cream, the organic, without that, whatever it is you said. I had no
Carrageenan.
clue that was in that.
Yep.
Right.
I have no clue what it is, but it's an extra half a carb.
Yep.
I didn't like that.
Right. That's what I said. When you really start tracking and keep paying attention to labels, it is crazy where the carbs
No,
sneak in.
I just thought heavy cream was heavy cream, and I'm pretty good at checking my stuff, but not that, obviously.
All right.
So anyways, I'm still trying to build myself up. I'm gonna go ahead and keep trying this. I keep buying these sardine cans.
Yep.
And Nancy, take this as a win. You are putting little tiny building blocks in place. Every step you make is a building block towards where you're going. So don't discount it every time you have a little win. You may fail, you may fall back and get ravenous again, but for the most part, you're working on your mindset already that says that you want to change. And you're saying it to yourself, like, I need to put a plan together so I don't do that. That is a building block.
You're least thinking about it, because I bet
That's
you a
a
couple
win.
months ago you would have just jumped and done it. So
Well,
good.
I did when I did the challenge. I was pristine. I was pristine for even after the challenge, and then something happened, and
You can drink kerosene for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nancy, the thing in that, what I keep hearing you say though, is what makes me really think about, I bet your hormone, you're kind of where Terry was a month ago. Your hormones are not okay yet. Your hormones are not woke up. So you're either off.
I am not okay yet.
I'm with you, girlfriend.
She said no.
Okay, so the hormone fluctuations, and you and we can say this to each other, and we know this, the hormone up and down makes that roller coaster ride that we go on emotionally. And when those fat-based hormones are not happy, or you're hitting that, oh my God, I'm starving to death and I'm going to punch somebody in the face. It's usually, I get irritable, I get tired, I get all those things. But when those hormones start working, all that stuff that used to irritate the crap out of me, it just goes, it's like, hey, I'm good. I can deal with, they're not saying problems don't come in, but you can deal with them. And it's getting those fat-based hormones ready.
And it's just eating your fats. Right, that's gonna wake up.
You're training your body to run on fats.
But she has to get them in her.
Yes, you got to get them in you.
And we got to play with enough different ways of getting them in you that it doesn't make you nauseous, that it's not making you sick, that we can play with it and get you going. So we just got to slow down and hit pause on it one step at a time.
One thing at a time, one building block at a time.
Yeah.
And it'll work. I mean, the biggest thing is to have patience and have the right mindset.
Right. The mindset sometimes I have to get rid of is the all or nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, if I can't do all of the 3-day sardines, then I'm going off the rails, you
No,
know.
but
I'm
you
the
did
same
one
But
day.
way.
I
Yep.
just stopped it this weekend, so that was good. You know,
Good.
and it's not even like I purposely do that. It's just like I stopped feeling good, and you know, I don't know. It's like I think I can take a drink and be fine, just one drink. You know, you know what I mean.
Absolutely. No, I totally
And
agree.
so I just do it with food. You know,
Yep.
You're not alone in that.
That's called an
right.
addiction.
Right. Oh yeah. I have a great 12-step addiction background,
Yep.
decades.
Yep.
So, but this is so much better. This is
You
so
got-
much better.
You got
You
that
know,
right.
and this really is the easier, softer way. This
Yep.
doing this ketone thing versus anything else I've done.
Well,
And I will
Um,
tell you, Nancy, I truly believe how I have succeeded with the Oxycontin is because of the ketosis, is getting my
yeah,
body
yeah.
nutritional
Oh,
ketosis.
that is phenomenal. I have a nursing background too, so
So you,
oh my gosh, have you been on? Oh, God bless you. You know,
but
that's a lot of
I attribute all of getting off all those medications to being able to get into nutritional ketosis.
right. So like I'm 0.7 right now on my ketones, and my glucose is in the 80s. It's just starting. I've been like point, I don't know, 2, 4, now 7. But I've been doing, I don't do the pucker up every day. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow, but I don't often use the pucker up and the capsules together. I did
MCT.
once. I did capsules today, but you know, it's like I read your things, like only do one at a time. Well, I'll do 3 or 6 at a time. You know, and the bottle says take 3 times a day or something like that. It never, I, I don't think I'll ever have a problem of going to the bathroom too much. I don't have that problem.
Ooh,
Yeah.
don't
I have the other
don't.
problem.
I was gonna say, don't pull that cat's tail.
You
'cause,
know, I would welcome it. No
That will-
problem there.
that will bite you.
Nancy, I still just hear you and Terry's chemistry seems so much alike. So
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's slow and steady, and just keep going, Nancy. You got this.
Terry must have got off. Huh?
Nope,
No, Terry's still there.
Terry's still here, and
I don't see her.
your two chemistries seem to, you might have to swipe on a page. But you guys' chemistry sounds so familiar, and it's just that getting familiar and or getting strong in it and staying consistent and moving forward is what you got to do.
And remember, you're learning your body.
Yeah.
You're learning this whole process, plus learning the way your body reacts to it.
Yeah.
So it's a learning game.
Yep.
You have to try things that don't work. You try things that work, and then you put the things that work together.
And rinse and repeat
Exactly.
until it stops working. And it will stop working, and you'll have to go to the next level. But that's why there's 12 steps. So we got lots of levels to work through, but we got to master the first ones before we move you forward. You got this, Nancy. Don't you worry about it. We're glad you made it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Diana, you want to come check in? Hang on, we got you muted.
Can you hear me now?
Now
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can. Come on in.
Oh, okay. Well, this is all new, so I don't really know. And I also, in addition to all the other things, I have hearing aids because I've lost about 50% of my hearing. So I'm trying to figure out the sounds going to my hearing aids right now. But so you guys can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you hear us okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it goes great as soon as it goes to my hearing aids. But yeah, so
That's
hi.
Hello and welcome. Glad to have you.
I'm really glad to be here. I need to get to working on some health things. So
this will be the place.
Yeah, that's what I started following Dr. Boz, I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess, and I finally decided, all right, we're going to do this again. I had lost, I don't know, like 70 pounds.
Good for
a couple years ago, maybe somewhere between 2 and 3 years ago, and it kept, it was creeping back up. I was at 240 at one point. So then I lost like 70 pounds, and at the beginning of last year, I guess it was, I was back up to 200 pounds. and with a knee that was totally worn out and needing to have surgery. And I'm like, okay, I got to get some weight back off because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go with this knee. So I had the knee replaced in July of last year, and then started creeping back up again in January. And I'm like, all right, this has got to stop. I got to get, because it
So
just,
where's your
the extra
chemistry at
weight
right?
just,
Where's your
the
chemistry at
extra
right
weight
now,
just
Anna?
kills your joints. So, and I have a couple things that are really barking pretty bad right now. My right hip is bone on bone, and my right elbow, I postponed some surgery that was supposed to happen on it in March because I've got a huge spur in there and it's a mess. But I thought, I don't want to have any more surgery. I want to see if I can stop this, but I don't know. The hip is really bad, and I got a part-time job. I'm actually on disability, but I couldn't stand sitting at home, so I want to see if I can work some. I'm only working about 15 hours a week, but today.
Let me ask you, where's your chemistry at right now? Where are you at as far as your chemistry goes?
You mean as far as my blood glucose and stuff?
Are you under 20 carbs a day?
Yeah, pretty much. Now I've had a few days that.
Okay, so if you're saying pretty much, that tells me no. So, so
yeah, well, I mean,
your chemistry is still going to be struggling. That's why I say
yeah,
that.
it is. I really got strong with it about the 13th of May, and I went really good for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then I got a UTI. And so I had like 2 weeks worth of antibiotics, but maybe I discovered, I thought maybe I wasn't having any ketones all that time, but I've discovered that the P strips are not extremely accurate because I just got a Keto Mojo, and this morning the urine strips were saying no ketones, but when I did my reading on the meter, it said 0.9. So I'm like, okay,
Nice.
So,
ketone.
I just totally, bear with me here. I'm a huge introvert, so this is like.
No, it's all good.
We all are
all
here.
good.
We're all here for the journey to help each other. So Diane, if you want in July's class, I'd be happy to get you in and help you with that chemistry, moving you forward.
Yeah,
the cool part of it is
actually, but I signed up for the beginner class, I believe it was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cool.
We haven't been able to get to the back end of our website. They're working on it, so we don't know who's in and who's not yet. So
Okay. Yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah, I did a week or so ago. I thought I just need to go for this, and I obviously need help.
So what'll happen now is when you do that, we will be able to get your Keto Mojo hooked up into my dashboard. So when you check your numbers at home, I'll be able to see them here in the morning.
Okay. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I did get my readings this morning, but I'm still trying to figure out, everybody's posting their thing on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do that yet. So
that's okay. But just go to your app store and download my Mojo Health app. It's a blue app.
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay, and then you got to sync your meter to your phone.
Okay. Yeah, I did that. But
okay, and that's all there is to do. You got it.
Do you have to continually sync your meter to your phone?
Yep.
Sometimes.
Like every day?
Yep.
Sometimes. Yep.
I just pulled mine up, and the last reading was yesterday morning. So
you might have to hit. If you tested this morning, you might have to refresh it and resync it with your meter, and you have to turn your meter on to do that usually.
Okay.
Hey Diane, what's your email?
It's Faith Woman, FAITH, and a
right
woman.
There. Yep.
44 at yahoo.com.
Yep.
All right, you're in there.
You're in beginner on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep.
Good job.
And Tammy, did I understand correctly that you're not supposed to do the pucker up and the MCT capsules at the same time, or you can?
No, you can. Those are the two tools that I always have handy. One, actually, you're drinking in a ketone and taking it in. It's the BHBs are quick in and quick out. The MCT is going to go in and help the liver make a ketone. So it's a little bit longer process. So if you want, you can do the drink while you're waiting for the ketones to process. If I come down here and I'm just having a really struggling day with my chemistry and I have to think and work and process and talk to people, then I drink some ketones to get my brain working because I want those in circulation. Even if they're fake, it is still better to have them in circulation than it is not.
Gotta get juiced up.
Gotta get my ketone on.
It does make a difference, that's for sure.
Don't it though? Wait till you're making your own ketones.
Geez.
Then that's where the magic happens.
That's where stuff gets done.
No doubt. All right. Well, welcome, Diane. We're glad you're here. Come on in, Michelle and Eric. I want to see you guys. Come bring on your camera and check in.
We saw you a little bit ago, but
Anybody that doesn't know, Michelle and Eric just
Yeah,
spent the
Michelle.
weekend with us. They drove from Colorado to Ohio, and we are forever grateful. And when I say family is not always blood, we are so blessed
Yep.
to have family. So again, this is a true tribe here that we love each other. So come on in, Michelle. Tell us how you're doing.
Sorry I'm late, everybody. We've been trying to unpack and get settled in our new location. So Eric's outside doing something on the camper, so he's hanging out. But yeah, as Tammy mentioned, we're in the advanced group and we're in for July. We're just traveling, and so I figured I'd jump in where we could. Nancy, great job trying new things with the hollandaise sauce and stuff. I don't have the same challenges with travel, but I get stuck at work late a lot. So I'd encourage you to try to carry things that you could eat. Like I always carry the salt blocks with me. I have sardines at the office and things like that that could help. Might be useful. The
meat
other
sticks in
thing,
the car.
Diana, yeah, exactly. Just because if I'm late, then I'm not stressing out and I have a backup, an alternative.
Yep.
So to choosing the fast food I'm driving past. So, and
Good
even
idea.
when we fast food, we'll just, tell them to keep the bun. They'll give you a cheeseburger without the bun or anything. So some of them are great for that. So those are good alternatives. And Diana, I was going to tell you, stick with it. Knees are a huge problem for me as well. And the inflammation, when that starts to drop off, oh my goodness, you will notice a huge difference. I was to the point I could walk, had to go upstairs one step at a time, no problem. Barely even had to hang onto the handrail. So stick with it. You will not be sorry. So you'll get there. Just checking in real quick. What we did for traveling, we packed as much meat as we could. Did not bring our Keto Mojo, her food. Did not bring our Keto Mojo machines. We packed like steaks and hamburgers and
their fridge is full.
Frozen brown butter bites, and we cooked bacon at home and brought that. So I don't know if I can get Eric in there too, but there's Eric.
What's up, brother?
But yeah, so I just, to the extent you can, it gets a little bit easier, but we're not stressing out. We know we're off track. I'm not going to stress about it. We're doing the best we can. We're just getting in as much meat and fat as we can every day. And there's probably a few extra carbs, but again, I'm not going to stress about it. Eric had been on antibiotics for quite a while. And so we're trying to get his gut health back again. So trying to even close our eating window hasn't really been a great option. It's easier for me when I'm at work, but with him, we learned that, I think Diana or Nancy, one of you mentioned stomach pain. He's had that too. That it's been a problem with absolute pain in his stomach when he can't, if he's not eating frequently. So I don't have a whole lot really to contribute, but I just encourage you all to stick with it and you'll figure out what works for you. And don't be too lax on yourself, but don't beat yourself up when you can't hit the perfect thing. So
Perfect said.
And so many of us, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for direction.
Yep.
So even if you're not being perfect in it, as long as you're heading in the right direction, it's okay. It's still a win. Sometimes we all have to back off and just hit pause for a moment. Life kicks you in the gut or whatever, and we got to deal with it. Michelle and Eric are traveling right now. They're on the vacation of a lifetime. I mean, some of us would only dream of being able to do what they're doing. So it's a win-win. And we just want to say we were so blessed to have you guys here. And I forgot to send bone broth home with you.
Oh.
I was going to put bone broth in your thing for your stomach. So, but we've loved having everybody. And it's just, I love how this family and this tribe pulls together, and we are truly family. So I'm just so proud of both of you. So good.
Glad you made it there. Okay.
And I want
we're here.
Good stuff.
And it's beautiful so far. Highly recommended. We're going to go do sightseeing tomorrow, but it's beautiful. So
Sweet. All right.
Send us pictures. So,
and sorry, y'all, we're in Hocking Hills State Park in Ohio right now. So
right.
We hadn't been to Ohio before, so we thought we'd come see a new part of the country and see some friends. So
that works.
Great.
It is a
Yes, it did.
bucket list place that they're at right now is on our bucket list of going to. So I'm letting them guinea pig it for us and check it out for us and let us know. But we're so blessed to have all of you on board. You guys, each and every one of you are our family, and we just are loved and appreciate each and every one of you. Again, July classes are open. Get over in the free group if you don't want in class. That's okay. Just get in that free group and communicate and talk to each other and share your stories. Put your questions in. We can help each other and move along. So jump in, come and say hi, let us know how you're doing, and get to know each other, because you can bet your butt if if you put a question over there or a win or even a struggle, there's going to be somebody else that's struggling right along with you or winning right along with you. So please share over in that group and keep us posted. But we'll see each of you next week. See you guys in class this week. So talk to you later. Have a great night, guys.